Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's the Chillmeister Chris Gary, and it's Andrew Benjamin, my favorite jiu-jitsu fighter who doesn't want to be a fighter for some odd reason because he's 36 and he complains about, how old he is when instead he needs to think about how wise he is. But enough about all that. This is still the We Are Rising podcast, your source for all things about the Rising Fighting Federation and JMMA, or if any time we feel like it, we just simply shoot the breeze with some of these great combatants of our, landscape. You can follow us on Twitter at We Are Rising Pod. That's WeAreRizingPod, all in one word. Follow us on Instagram, respectively. Andrew is at abenja1. I'm at Christian Gary 1992, and you can follow the show on Stitcher, SoundCloud. We hope you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, Podbean, basically wherever you get your podcast of choice. But today, even though it's clearly 15 hours ahead on my end, 14 on Andrew's, we have a longtime friend of the program that we feel like talking to right now. He has a fight coming up in Pancrase, not that very far off, and he's representing Waijutsu Keshu Kai Hearts to the fullest. This man is Hirotaka Nakada. Gomenasai.
Hey, hi guys. Long time no see.
Always Josh Murray Desk.
What's
Always
up,
great to
Des?
see you, Nakada-san.
Good to see you always.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing you gotta ask is, what have you been up to? I think we were just talking off air about, the deep Future King tournament, but what have you been doing so far? Because I also know you got Krav Maga as well. Yeah, what's Nakada-san up to?
Yeah. I've been doing. I started to work at Krav Maga gym. I'm learning Krav Maga techniques, and I also keep training MMA, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. And
I'm curious.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy on Instagram? The Detroit Urban Survival Tactics guy, Dust.
I don't know. I think I haven't never seen that.
He's a guy. Chris, you're laughing. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Unfortunately, Andrew, I do. I know all about that complete moron. He's basically a guy who he's a guy who does a lot of survival technique training for, self-defense, but it's really just nothing more but basic fight techniques.
Well, because I asked because I don't know if it's similar to what he does when it comes to Krav Maga, but it kind of looks like an exaggerated. I will send you his Instagram, and you will watch it one day, and you just like watch and laugh at the absurdity. Okay, so you're still.
I don't know about the guy, but I've seen the Sean Strickland fought against the self-defense guy. He pushed him into like in the store or something like that, and then the glass showcase was like broken.
Yes.
I saw that video.
So you're still training MMA, you're still kickboxing, Krav Maga. I know you had a little bit of a layoff since the Ashita fight.
Ashita fight.
Was there? Did you just take a little break, or did you get any were you injured or something, or were you what was the break in between?
I got some bruise, but 2 weeks later, I back into training. It was was okay. Fight was very close. I had a chance to choke him, but couldn't do it. But I think I'm improving my grappling skill now. I think I showed that my grappling skills improved in that fight. But the result didn't come with.
It was a close fight. A very good fight, by the way. And also, so you say your folks, are you devoting more time to grappling now, or are you kind of still giving equal time to everything?
I do the equal, like half and half, half striking, half grappling. Always. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry. Gotcha. And so yeah, you got Pancrase 326 coming up
Yep.
against Kisa Miyake.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this your first pro opponent who might be younger than you?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not
is
sure.
Carino you? He might have was
He
he
he might be younger than me now. Like a year now.
okay, but
Just 1 year ago.
okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's very so you take out somebody who's you faced mostly older opponents
Yeah,
in
usually.
your career. How's it feel to be facing somebody who's the rare younger opponent than you at Pancrase?
I think I didn't even didn't much care about the age, but he's a good fighter. Ne? He can do striking, very long. He's got a very long jab, straight, and he is also have some submission skills as well. Ne? He tried to I saw his fights, some of his fights, and he has I think a few I don't know submission skills. Like he's got a good submission skills.
He's very tall, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
I think he's very
yeah,
tall for featherweight, like
yeah,
five.
yeah.
I don't know what is in centimeters. Chris, you know centimeters. 5'11", whatever that is. Is that like 70 centimeters? No? Yeah.
I think it's like 100 and
180 centimeter. Yes.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
180 centimeters or
70,
1.8 meters.
sorry, 70, he'd be a midget if he was 70 centimeters. No. I'll think of kilograms.
I think yeah, feet. Yeah.
I'm thinking of kilograms. What the fuck was I thinking? Okay, yeah. So, other than like what you just told me, is there anything else that you know about him, or is there? I mean, have you two ever like ran into each other at a Pancrase show or had any sort of interaction before?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen him in backstage in Pancras. And yeah, and I also watched his fights against the Kamei. Yeah, and also Issei Tamura as well. No? Yeah,
And which
it's
is
good.
interesting. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead. Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
it's okay. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, you both have fought Tamara. You both have beat him. If I'm correct, I think you both have beat him, but you finished Tamara. He didn't. Do you?
I think he lost. He lost
Oh, he
against Tamura.
lost.
Yeah,
Who am I
yeah.
thinking of that he beat?
By
That okay.
decision. By decision.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. You ever hear of MMA math? You ever hear that MMA math? So, I don't know. Is that something you believe in, or is that something that do you think is can ever be correct? Per, I don't know, Chris. Explain how do you explain MMA math? Like, how do I? I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't know much about MMA math myself, but I think it would probably mean the amount of takedowns you have against a certain fighter versus your opponent against that same certain fighter. I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I see. Yeah.
So yeah. So going into this fight, like so, I don't want to say what your strat. I don't want to ask how you're gonna beat it. Well, I'll ask how, like, what are you doing from your last fight that you're doing differently to prepare for this fight?
No, nothing. It's just I'm doing just the usual training, but I'm more focusing on defense on striking, because every fight I lost, it's because of the amount of getting hit by jabs or straight. So I've been doing on training on that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you to ask some questions to our guest.
Okay. I mean, I would just like to basically ask, when it came down to the fight that you had with Takahiro Ishida, even though it was about 6 months ago now, right?
Yeah.
When it came down to fighting him, I mean, even though you lost, did you feel like all the pressure from your first fight in Rizin was just like coming off of you?
No, no, I think that not. What do you mean? Like, if I get nervous from the fight?
I
What do you mean?
mean, did you feel? I mean, when it came down to that second fight in Rising that you had with
Uh-huh.
Ashita, do you feel like the pressure from the first fight you had?
Ah, I see.
Mhm.
No, not that. I usually don't feel much pressure. If when I'm fighting, yeah, I don't get that much nervous. So nothing changed, eh? Yeah, but
Oh, well, mhm.
I lost the last time in Rising, and then so that's why I wanted to win, but I lost again. And so next time I fight in the Rising, I didn't want to win. That's what I feel now.
I see.
Yeah.
Wakayama-sen. Now, when it comes down to, and I don't know if you watch, fighters from other promotions or what
Uh-huh.
have you, but I don't know if you watch some of the Road to UFC Asia tournament stuff.
Yeah, I watched it, yeah, of course.
But when it came down to I don't know if it was the bantamweight fight that featured two Japanese fighters or the flyweight fight that featured two Japanese fighters, but when you seen the end of that particular fight and saw that those two fighters, I think it was Rinya Nakamura and Toshiomi
Yeah,
Kazama,
yeah.
they ended up both getting UFC contracts just off the fact that they had a incredible fight. But when you see something like that, do you feel like, potentially one day that could be you getting a big time contract just off of one of those big time fights?
Yeah, I hope I get contract in few years, né? But first I have to get the win streak and I have to get the really good finish, né? Good KO, like a good submission, and I need more win streak, né? Then I get contract. So
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, hopefully one day.
Of course, of course. And I
Mm.
mean, come to think of it, with this next fight that you're gonna have, do you feel like, and I don't want to basically say, are there any weaknesses you might exploit from him? Because he probably might be wondering, what are these two gaijins talking to in English about? No,
Yeah,
yeah, in English
it's
about.
okay. I think yeah,
But
he
still,
doesn't
though,
even know. Yeah.
when it comes down to your opponent, Reese, I mean Kisa, actually,
Uh-huh.
what do you expect that he will do to you that you will hope to exploit?
Yeah, I think uh, every time I lost because I get too much jobs, né? In the Kame fights, Horyu fights, né? Or every time I get
Mhm.
jobs and then they point out, né? And they got point and then they win by decision. So I think he's gonna do because he's very tall and he's got a long reach. So I think he's in jabs, and then I chase him around, and then when I go too much too far on my leg, and then he's gonna do tackling. Yeah. He's gonna try to take me down on the ground. I think that's what he wants to do in the
Mm,
fight.
understood. Andrew,
Yeah.
you got any more questions to ask?
Oh yes. So how do you see this fight going in your favor, Nakata-san?
I think yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish him because if it goes to judges, I might lose by decision. Maybe because of the points of the jab hit. So I have to finish him. Yeah.
I mean, of course, you don't want to do that because, as every fighter around the world pretty much knows, you never want to leave the fight in the hands of the
Yeah.
judge.
Hands of the judges. Yes. True.
Mm-hmm. Volkanovski learned that the hard way, in my opinion.
Yeah, Volkanovski. Yeah. That fight as well. I thought
So,
it
mm,
could be Volkanovski. It could be Volkanovski. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if
What's
they
up? Go ahead.
say it's a Makachev, then I also understand. It's like a 50-50.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm also curious to know as well. I think you recently did you make your debut commentating for MMA?
Oh yeah. I was commentating for one like every one Lumpini fight in every fight.
Oh,
They doing that like every Friday show, and then Abema is broadcasting just like a first part of the show. So
mm,
yeah, and then Abema is uh trying to like use the fighters from younger generation for commentary. So Osa-san put me in there. So I did it for the
what
first
was
time.
that like commentating for your the first time ever? Were you nervous? Were you did you know like what to do or did you ask
Yeah,
Did you ask Osawa-san because I know he commentates
yeah,
all the time for one. Like
yeah.
what do I do? What do I do? What should I say?
Osa-san told me that you should prepare for it. So I made like notes, and I searched for the like fighters fights, and I put like notes. Yeah, and then yeah, it was okay. So because I prepared for it, I yeah.
And so with this fight that's coming up, you beat Miyake. You finish him. Would you like? I think are you number two or number three in the rankings in
Number one,
Pancrase?
I think
Number
we're
one.
still number one. Yeah,
Oh,
still,
okay.
yeah.
Would you then want a shot, a title shot against Oh my god, I found who the guy who
Hirotaka?
is it? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Does Kobayashi still have the title or no?
Hirotaka, I think. Because
Oh, yeah.
Isao is contesting
Oh yes,
the
he
contract
left.
to
Yeah,
Bellator.
Bellator. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
Yeah,
yeah.
Isao, come on, Andrew. You should know by now. Isao Kobayashi went back to Bellator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want a title shot for a title shot on Pancrase next?
Yeah,
Would you,
sure, yeah, in this year, yeah, for the title shot, yeah. I'm down,
um
yeah.
and and then what are your 2023 what are your MMA goals so far? If you have any.
Getting the Pancrase belt and first winning at Rising is my goal in 23.
So I don't know if you know, but it looks like Rise is going to be having a show in Hawaii.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard.
yeah, I have it too.
Being that you do speak English, and that it would be I would think that I think Chris and I would be could both agree that you'd be like a perfect fighter for that. So
Yeah. I would love to fight in Hawaii.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, come to think of it,
Mhm.
Hirotaka, we spoke about this before, and I know you didn't say that Hawaii was one of the places that you would want to go to internationally, but I feel like considering the fact that Hawaii is more closer to Japan than it is the rest of the mainland US, I'm pretty sure that would be welcoming for you, to fight.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah. I didn't want to fight it. Hawaii.
My other big question I wanted to ask is I know speaking of Hawaii, I know that you traveled there at Mikaru as a translator.
Yeah.
Are you watching Breaking Down? And if you are, what do you think of Breaking Down?
Yeah. I've been checking the Breaking Down. I've been watching the YouTube. I've been watching the fights as well. I think it's fun. Some of the fighters said that it's not even a martial art or like some negative comments, but I'm just enjoying it. It's just fun. But
It's
I think it's not for the kids because it's not good for their education, of course. But it's fun.
oh yes, I think in Japanese you would call it shopai. You would probably
Yeah.
call it shopai, but it's
Yeah.
entertaining nonetheless. I think it's hilarious.
Entertaining. Yeah.
I'm curious. Would you ever, if you ever got invited to Breaking Down, would you ever take up that opportunity to ever fight on Breaking Down? They said, "Oh, hey, we want you to fight this tattooed." whatever guy from
Yeah.
Osaka.
Maybe like after I retire from the MMA career, then I would love to try that. But for now, I didn't want to focus on my MMA career. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe after I retire, then if I wanted to be more famous, then yeah, maybe I would fight.
I mean, kind of think of it, in order to be more famous, you would have to, boost up your YouTube channel a bit more. I mean, if anything, if I were to get an opportunity to fight for, a promotion like Breaking Down, I don't know if Andrew would probably agree or not, but I would probably be the main one wanting to beat the hell out of Shivatar.
Shivatar. Shivatar.
Yeah, but understandably so, when it comes down to, fighting for, whether it be for Rizin, Pancrase, Deep, or even Breaking Down, wouldn't it be best to boost up your social platform, so to speak, if you want to at least try and get some more attention from these promotions abroad?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but I haven't opened my YouTube channel because I don't know how to edit the movies. Maybe if I try, then I'll be. But I don't want to spend the time for editing the movies. I'm working now, so.
As a video person as well, I hate video editing so much. It is the worst thing. I hate.
Me
I
too.
hate it so much.
Ditto. Same here.
I do know that there's two other fighters that are having fights coming up at from Hearts, Hirotaka, Joe Arai and
Joe Arai, yeah.
and
Kaito,
Yoshimura. Yeah. So I think is it Kaito? He's fighting in Deep, and Joe is fighting in Shuto, right?
Shuto, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe is now Shuto strawweight champion, but now he's in a flyweight division, and he's gonna fight against the #1 flyweight contender in Shuto.
Oh, so he's going up. He's going up in weight.
Yeah, he's going up the weight. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. And I'm curious to know: has Joe ever has Little Joe? I'm gonna call him Little Joe. Ever taken on Big Joe?
Okay, Little Joe.
Has Joe Arai ever took on a Big Joe? Like, have they ever had a match?
Oh yeah, Big Joe. yeah. It's there's a Big Joe and Arai Joe.
Have those two ever had a match, or have they ever like rapped?
I don't know. I don't think they ever met. I don't know. But there's another Joe as well. The guy introduced me Hearts. He's an actor. He's like a general membership in Hearts. He also named Joe.
Gotcha.
So 3 Joes.
Actually, I also want to ask as well. So with since you've had 2 fights in Rizin, and one of the things I've also heard, we've also been told, that Chris and I have been told, is that Rizin has caused a much more MMA to become more popular now in Japan. I'm curious to know, for your sake, have you noticed, like, have you ever been like recognized on the streets, or have you gotten like more social media SNS followers because of being on Rizin, or anything like that? Has your own fame increased somehow?
Yeah, like a little bit, just a little bit. Like, if they know about like JMMA, or like if they really know about Rizin, then they know me. So it's like just a little bit. But for now, I'm not that famous. Still. Yeah.
Well, how about the gym itself? Have more people come? Are there more people training now because of this? The MMA becoming a little bit more popular?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think the membership in Hearts, I think they got increased a bit. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I also gotta ask, will Osawa-san be in your corner for your fights?
Yeah, I think I hope so. I don't know his schedule for now.
Okay,
but I hope so. Yeah.
You say hope so. Sometimes he's very intimidating when he is in your corner because I can understand a little bit of
Yeah.
Japanese, but he sounds very sometimes he
Very
has
loud.
very harsh, very harsh. He's harsh and loud.
Yeah, yeah. He is. But still, I could hear his voice because he's really loud. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's good for me.
Well, actually, is this show? Do they allow audience cheering?
I think it will. I think it is now. I think yeah, now okay for
Oh,
cheering
okay.
with voices. Yeah,
Okay. Well, yeah, you can still hear his voice whenever, even if the audience is screaming. Like
yeah,
I still hear him on Rizin shows. Like I hear his voice over the entire audience. Because he is
yeah.
so loud.
Like when I'm in Saitama Super Arena, I could hear Kenji-san's voice in the top of the arena. His voice
So
is
funny.
really loud, even without a microphone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So how is Japan now? Is Japan basically normal for the most part, or has things open,
Um,
or like what's the status of like just
still,
Japan in general?
like people still wearing masks, but the foreigners, like visitors, got really increased. There are lots, so many foreigners on street. And also the government says that we can finally take off the masks from May 18th or yeah 18th, yeah.
Okay. Oh, May
Yeah,
18th.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So we now finally we can take the mask. Yeah.
So what I think it's Cave Gym or one of the gyms I follow on Instagram, and they still require masks while you train.
Yeah.
Um, as that sounds very tough to
Yeah.
train with mask on.
Yeah. In my gym, Krav Maga gym also still requires to wear the masks. So they wear
Really?
yeah, so they wear the mask. Me and they everybody wears the mask while they are do sparring, even the grappling sparring. So sometimes the masks drop off and then they have to put it back and keep doing their grappling. That's crazy.
Okay, so if you're grappling, you have somebody you take somebody's back. You're trying to like go for a rear naked choke. You're going like this, and
Yeah,
you have
the
to.
masks take it out. It's
That's
crazy, huh?
so. With all due respect, that is so silly. That is
Yeah,
such a
so
silly
silly. Yeah,
thing.
yeah, we know. But in Japan, you know, everybody, I think, still kind of cares about wearing masks in the public situation. So yeah, and
Gotcha.
but the Japanese people are like, if the government says okay, then we are okay. So I think the government will be saying that we can take off mask from May. So I think it will be getting better. I hope so.
Yeah. Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you for any last questions for our guest.
Okay. I can basically say this when it comes down to your opponent, and this basically harkens back to, if Kisa Miyake is listening to this and wondering just what the hell we're all talking about in a language that he can't understand. I mean, let's just say this. If he were to, square up with you
Uh-huh.
one-on-one right now,
Uh-huh.
what would be the main thing that you would say to him, right before the fight? No, wait, what would be the main thing you would say to him face to face as if y'all were just standing across from one another right before the fight?
Okay. Yeah. I hope you doing good training and eating enough, had a good sleep, and then when we fight, please come back to your best condition. Now I'm gonna be my best condition as well. So let's fight 100% each other. Let's do it. Yeah.
Understood. Wakaimasu. And when it comes down to this fight card, I don't know. Is this fight card going to be shown on,
Oh,
domestic pay-per-view in
yeah.
Japan or like Twitcasting or something?
Yeah, I
YouTube.
think Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, and I think they will be on you next. You next. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
And
sounds
also
good.
there's
Chris,
English
Chris,
commentary as well.
yeah,
Mhm.
there'll also be English commentary.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know if you know, our buddy CJ will be, I think, will be commentating.
Oh, cool, cool. Sugoi, sugoi. But when it comes down to this particular event, now that we know, how it's going to be shown, I would just like to ask you, Hirotaka, is there anything that you would like to potentially say to your fans that would be watching this show any way they can?
Okay, so thank you always watching the Realizing podcast, and I'm gonna put a good show at the Pancrase 331. So please watch my fight. Thank you always. ありがとうござい
Us.
ます。おっす。
And Andrew, you can go ahead and plug this one out.
Yeah, sure. So if you can see Hirotaka Nakada take on Kisa Miyake at Pancrase 326, which will be available.
No, dummy.
What?
Pancrase 331.
331.
Pancrase
What am I looking at?
331.
331. What am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at one of the fucking past. I'm looking at one of the past events that he's been on. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Pancrase 331, March 25th, which will be Saturday. It says 10:15 our time. I don't know if that's accurate. Eastern time. So, but
Basically, what Andrew is trying to say is if you happen to check it out on Unext or, on YouTube or whatever, check your local listings. I'm pretty sure they will have that up there.
It'll be on YouTube for us. It'll at least be on YouTube for us outside Japan.
Thank you.
With English commentary. But yes, Hirotaka, thank you so much again for your time. We love talking to you, man.
Yeah, always fun to talking with you guys.
We're looking forward to this fight. Yeah, man. And yeah, hopefully this year will be the year you become a Pancrase featherweight champion or Rizin featherweight champion or something.
Yes.
Something.
Thank you.
Champion Hirotaka Nakada. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I bring the belt in this show. I'll bring the belt.
That'd be great. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yes, Ganbare Des, go get your fight. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you.